Howdy Tamers, and welcome to my reading of Digimon Liberator Debug.17-2 Part 2. Similar to the previous readings, I'm not a professional voice actor, so the voices change episode to episode, paragraph to paragraph, etc, etc. I'm just doing the best that I can. I recommend still heading over to the official release on DigimonCard.com if this is your primary way of consuming the Liberator web novel. Partially so Bandai still gets the site visits, but also because most chapters of Liberator, like Digimon Seekers before it, have art. Liberator also occasionally has actual visuals of any new card that's mentioned. While these mechanics of said cards are included in the reading, if you want to see the card itself, head over to the official novel release on DigimonCard.com. And with all that out of the way, let's continue on to Digimon Liberator Debug, Chapter 17, Part 2. Debug, Chapter 17, Part 2.
Hey, Itmon! Itmon! What is it, Kapurimon? You don't have to yell.
Cross Connectia, in a town inhabited by machine Digimon, against the backdrop of the cool evening breeze, carrying with it the pungent smell of machine oil, I, the evil-type Digimon Itmon, irritably raised my head.
What's all the ruckus? I really want to get some sleep before the rock concert tomorrow. Yeah, let's rock, baby! Can you just calm down and talk normally, please? I heard all about it. Itmon, you're going to be performing, aren't ya? What?
With a blank expression, I looked at Kapurimon, who was clearly quite excited.
Huh? I've got no clue what you're talking about. Really? The rumor has spread all over. They're saying that you're going to crash tomorrow's concert.
No way, I'm not doing anything like that.
Huh? But that's what I heard. Oh, that's right. Hagurumon heard it too.
It didn't matter how emphatically I shook my head. Kapurimon looked on in sort of wonder, and called to a nearby machine Digimon, Hagurumon.
Oh, you mean the whole thing about Itmon at the concert? Yeah, I heard the same. I told you guys, I got no clue.
If I had to guess, maybe it's a different Itmon from you.
A different one?
I tilted my head. Well, I guess that would explain it.
Even if that were the case, almost all the Digimon in this town are machines, right? I've never seen another Itmon here. I know a thing or two about that. Seems like this Itmon came from somewhere else. Somewhere else? Wow, must be from another town. You ain't heard the wildest part. Come close for a sec.
Hagurumon deliberately lowered its voice while Kapurimon and I leaned in, full of curiosity.
Now, keep this between the three of us. Psst, 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 psst. And that's what I heard. Whoa, this Itmon's gonna go on stage with a human? Hey, Kapurimon, keep it down, would ya? Well, way to ruin it. But, to be honest, everyone here already knows, so it's probably fine. Then what was the point of all that, then?
I let out an exasperated sigh, then recomposed myself.
A human, huh? Aren't humans kinda scary? I heard that they're fighting with Mistymon and the others in the forest. Well, I heard from my boss at the workshop, Clockmon, that it once knew a human who was nice. Cool Kid, I think it was. That's a weird name.
Humans are different creatures from those Digimon living in other worlds. As young as we are, we can only imagine what they're like. Maybe the Forest Guardians are right that we should fear them though, or maybe they're like this cool kid and they're actually nice.
We'll find out about it tomorrow, won't we? Itmon? Because tomorrow, this human is gonna perform, right? They say rock doesn't lie. We should get a sense for humans if we go to the concert tomorrow for sure. I see. That makes sense. I can't wait. I wonder what this human will get up to.
Yeah, Kapurimon. Now you gotta get to bed or you're gonna oversleep. I shrugged my shoulders at the wound-up Kapurimon and went back to my sleeping spot, all the while thinking of the music to come. Digimon Liberator Side Story. Debug. Chapter 17. Rowdy Rock, Part 2.
Hey everyone, you having a good time?
A girl's voice rang out through the air. After several Digimon groups had put on their performances, the human took the stage along with an Itmon. Only a few Digimon responded to the girl's call, rather than a resounding cheer from the audience. She was met with whispered murmurs, and no wonder. The rumour that there would be a human at the concert had spread throughout the town. There were more than a few Digimon who believed the words of the Guardians about humans, and feared or even hated them. Even those who didn't were unable to conceal their bewilderment towards the small stature of this human who had taken the stage.
Wait, is that really what a human looks like? They're kind of small. They can't be very strong, can they? Can they even perform like that?
This might take a while. Maybe now's a good time for a bathroom break. These were some of the conversations around me. Any performer might have had their spirit broken in the face of such crowd. But the human on stage was undeterred, and whipped the mic up to her mouth.
I'm Yuki, and I'm here with Itmon. We're from another world.
The crowd's murmurs grew at the mention of another world, yet this human who had called herself Yuki continued on.
I have a dream, to make friends with every single Digimon.
Humph? What's she talking about? Amidst the audience who were bemused by Yuki's outlandish dream, I too shook my head in disbelief. Are all humans hopeless idealists like this person?
I mean it. That's why I came here today, to make friends with all of you. I'm going to sing you a song so that all of you can learn about me and about humans. Itmon, hit it.
You got it, Yuki.
I'm going to blow them away. Let's get things pumping with a killer rock tune.
As soon as she said this, the square box she was holding began to let out a brilliant light.
Itmon Digivolve to Punkmon!
Once the light cleared, a purple dragon stood there, wearing a spiked jacket. The dragon started beating the ground with its guitar pick-like tail, creating a rhythm.
Whoa, that's crazy. It digivolved?
After making sure that the audience's attention had been drawn by the digivolving light, Yuki grinned wildly and held up her digivice even higher.
We're not done yet. Digivolve into Loudmon. Roger that.
What came out was a mechanical dragon with gigantic speakers on its shoulders, which were pulsing out a bass beat that was getting amplified by the humongous speakers of the venue, shaking the bodies of every Digimon in attendance. Hey, that's pretty cool. The Digimon around the Loudmon all seemed to be of the same mind, and started rocking to the bass beat, watching the stage with bated breath.
That's not all. Go, Heavy Metal Dramon!
The chugging of a distorted guitar riff rang out. A purple fire surrounded Loudmon, and then the massive dragon Heavy Metal Dramon rose from the flames.
Let's hit it, Yuki! Sing it! Yep, Maneuvermon, that's your cue!
As soon as she said this, a half-beast, half-fighter jet Digimon, Maneuvermon, swooped down through the air. Yuki grabbed it on and flew up in the air, soaring over the attendees, and then she started singing. There was nothing pretty about it. It was grungy, it was loud, and it rocked. And it won over the Digimon who were gathered there. One by one, they all raised their fists. Unwilling to be drowned out by the dragon's roar, someone let out a cheer. I stood in awe, watching this all play out. The sound ran through me and didn't leave. I could feel something welling up inside me.
Everyone, you can do better than that!
As soon as I heard this, I felt my fist shoot up into the air. In a dense forested area, somewhere in Cross Connectia, Winner hears a booming sound echoing through the air and raises his head.
Fud Bebod, was that? Yeah, sounds like Yuki. What is she doing? I'm not sure, but it sounds like it's coming from over there. Sure does. Shall we investigate? Yeah, at least she's safe.
Breathing a sigh of relief, Winner and Funbeamon nodded to each other and started heading towards the source of the sound. Within the dungeon of the Guardian's fortress, the Mistymon who was interrogating the imprisoned Altia shook its head in disgust at the raucous noise from outside, and shouted at the Betsumon waiting nearby, "Betsumon, what's all this ruckus?"
Master Mistymon, today is the day when those machine morons from the nearby town blast their noise.
Ugh, how many times do I have to tell them to cut it out?
Actually,
what is it?
I kinda like this song.
What a ridiculous thing to say. Hey, wipe that grin off your face. We're in front of a prisoner. Betsumon, taken aback by Mistymon's reproach, recomposed itself, but Altia let out a laugh. Don't worry about it. I think it's a good song too. I didn't ask for your opinion, Altia. Now stay quiet like a good prisoner. Much better. I can hear the performance clearly. Humph. Just as he watched his captors leaving, Altia received a secret message from Espimon. Master, did you hear? I did, Espimon. It even reached underground. It looks like Yuki cooked up something.
The town holding the concert is near the fortress.
Yes, everyone must be gathered close by. We will keep gathering information, providing support from the inside, all right?
Roger that, Master.
As the transmission cut out, Altia tuned up his radio sensors and listened to the music coming from the above ground.
Wow, we tore it up.
A successful gig, I'd say. After the performance was over, Yuki withdrew from the deafening cheers of the audience to the wings of the stage. There, her partner Itmon was sitting, already de-digivolved. In contrast to his normal, hard-to-please demeanour, Itmon seemed unusually hyped up, perhaps due to the excitement of the stage.
Itmon, nice moves out there.
Of course. Hey, you're not half bad as a singer, Yuki. Maybe you could do something with that back in lacuna.
Huh? No way! You can flatter me all you want. I'm not giving out autographs.
Hey, quit it. Let go. And just like that, Yuki and Itmon were back to normal, as Turbomon, Maneuvermon, and Rebellionmon approached. Hey, that was great, guys!
Thanks, Rebellionmon.
I couldn't believe it when you grabbed onto Maneuvermon to fly over the crowd.
Yuki suggested it last minute. Yeah, it was just that the stage was way bigger than I thought. I just wanted to get a little closer to everyone who came to see us, you know? So I was grateful for the help.
After Yuki said her thanks to Maneuvermon, it gave a somewhat proud snort.
You really think the sound managed to reach the others? No clue, but we shot our shot right. Now whatever happens, happens.
You're of course welcome to stay in town until you're ready to head to the fortress. I know everyone's dying to meet the rock star. Yuki sheepishly rubbed her cheek in response to Rebellionmon's praise.
For real? What do we do, Itmon? We're stars now. We'll be so popular. No thanks. I'll pass. You're not going anywhere. What the...
As Yuki held Itmon firmly to her chest, it protested with a squeak.
Let me go. You can't just scram after giving a performance like that. Let's go.
Yuki dragged a stubbornly resisting Itmon. Rebellionmon, Turbomon, and Maneuvermon all exchanged glances, grinning at Itmon's total 180 from yesterday.
Oh, it's Itmon!
The Itmon from the concert!
This could be complicated. Oh, the human came with them.
Yuki and her partner were at the edges of the stage. Gaburimon, Hagurumon, and I rushed to see them.
Whoa, hey guys! What's up? Oh, Itmon! Hey, Itmon! Look, there's another Itmon! Would you pipe down? You're always like this.
Gone is the cool stage presence. Instead, the duo is now embroiled in a childish quarrel.
You guys put on a heck of a show. Oh, for real? I'm super glad you liked it. Hey, Itmon, you were super cool too. You were like boom and kabang.
You saw that, huh? Itmon averted his gaze shyly. Meanwhile, Yuki was excitedly petting the head of Hagurumon and the others. They were definitely a bit different off stage. But the feeling that came over me was not one of disappointment, but rather a desire to get to know them.
Yuki, what is it? You said you wanted to make friends with every single Digimon, right? That's right. Did you mean us too?
Yep. Yuki looked straight at me as I continued to speak.
Well then, talk with us some more. I want to get to know more about you. Oh, sure thing. Sure thing? She means sure thing. I keep telling you this happens when you speak like that. Yeah, right.
That threw me off a little bit, but then I began to well up with joy.
Then let's all go get something to eat.
That doesn't sound half bad. Looking up at my new friend, I smiled and took her hand. To be continued. And that is it for another part of Digimon Liberator. that was it also for this batch, which was a 16-1, 16-2, 17-1, 17-2. However, I'm recording this on Tuesday the 19th, and I believe there's another one-off chapter, which is chapter 17, coming out on the 21st, so I will be recording that once it's obviously out. Something I did notice about chapter 17 part 2 is that at the title part, with where it says Rowdy Rock part 2, it for some reason says, I read it out as chapter 17, but it actually says Digimon Liberator Side Story Debug.22 Rowdy Rock Part 2. I think that might have been a typo because it's very clearly not chapter 22, it's very clearly Debug.17 or Debug.22. But I just read it as 17 just for clarity because I think it's meant to be 17. I don't recall the previous chapter saying... with the power of technology, I can actually go back and check. So, yeah. So, that, the last one was Debug 17 Part 1, Rowdy Rock Part 1. 17.2 was called Debug 22, Rowdy Rock Part 2. So I think I just said the 17 part, because I just realised that while I was reading it, and I was like, that doesn't sound too right. So in that moment, I did mean chapter 17 part 2, because that's what it should have said, but instead it said chapter 22. But yeah, I just thought I'd flag that as like something that was a bit weird as an error. Yeah. So, yeah, I just thought I'd mention that. But in any case, thank you so much for listening. You can leave me a comment on this episode on YouTube, join the conversation, and for a full list of ways to find the podcast across the internet, such as YouTube, TikTok, Twitch, and Twitter, head over to my Linktree, which is linktr.ee/LostinTranslationmon. If you enjoy the podcast or videos, or even my city posts online, you can show support by signing up on Patreon, and get some cool rewards and help me hit some milestones. And thank you to my current supporters on Patreon, Stephen Reeves, who is Wildwing64 on Archive Our Own, Kadawashi, Niabu, who says you should follow Chisai on Twitter at Chisai236, Lismet, who is Elecmon on Tumblr, Nicholas, Magnus, Lucas, JCMon05, Patrick, Jason, Shelby, Digital Hazard, who is on Twitch at The Digital Hazard, Tropimon, Vmon Tamer, Kasai, Big Bad Beetleborg, Flavin, Bent Archer, Cappy, Cyber, and Voltic Helbert. You can also make a one-off donation on PayPal, which can be found linked in the description. It's paypal.me/airdramon. You can also donate to me on my Ko-fi account, which is ko-fi.com/airdra. And again, thank you so much for listening. If you are watching/listening to this on YouTube, do the like, comment, subscribe, etc. thing. And of course, I'll see you in the next one. Bye!